start off, I imagine there's been a few frank discussions this week, maybe after the events last weekend and the recent run.
Not really. I think the week was important for us just to bring a bit of calmness into the squad. It was important we looked at it and we debriefed the game and got back on the training ground really and tried to make it a positive week. I think that was the most important thing for us really is to make it a positive week. Obviously I said what I said after the game, and I didn't say anything different to what I said to you guys afterwards that I said to the players, but weekend always gives you a chance to reflect and to look at the game in different aspects and look at the bits where we actually did well, because although you can be a bit blindsided sometimes when you lose a game, it's important my job obviously is important to look at it and pick out the bones of it and pick out the bits where I think we were positive, but also look at the bits where we need to improve. So that's been the topic of Monday. Tuesday's been again positive in terms of working on some stuff we're looking for the weekend, and today's been no different, and like I said, tomorrow will be in a quite similar sort of vein leading into the weekend's game.
Have there been good discussions this week? How have the players kind of responded to last weekend?
Yeah, hurt. The boys were hurt, like we all were after the game. But win, lose or draw, I think you know me now. We try to come in on a Monday morning and be positive and get back onto the horse, because there's no time in this game, and the season's so long, and a lot of games to go after really. So there's no point of being down for 3-4 days. The most important thing is to pick the players up, pick the staff up, pick everybody off the floor and from the result against Luton and possibly the last 2 or 3 results that we've had, and look forward really. That's all we can do. And like any season, you're not going to have it all your own way. From probably the first 7 games where we were looking really good, and then you get hit with 3 defeats and you think, flip's sake, you didn't see that coming. But realistically, I've been in the job a long time now, and not just managing Doncaster, I've been in football a long time, so I know that trials and tribulations can happen, and I know that it's how you respond and how you go about the week to get the players, get the staff going again, and look ahead to the next one.
Could we see anything radical, or is it just a case of sticking with the processes?
No, we know what we want to do. We know where we want to play. We know different things are going to need different different personnel and different challenges for each game. And Saturday's going to be no different. So it's just about getting back to what we know we can, getting back to performing, running, working, fighting, all the things that I think makes us a good team. And I don't like what I don't like is when you go into offices after games and managers and staff, as much as they're trying to be nice to you, I don't like them saying how good of a team we are, how organised we are. You're a really good team, one of the best ones we've seen this season. When you've lost, I've heard it at Tottenham, I heard it at Luton. I just don't like that, and I want to get back to us being that team where managers are coming out saying that we should have beat Doncaster. I like that. I prefer that rather than the other way.
Absolutely. Do you, from an attacking perspective, need to see a few different players sticking their hands up and scoring a few goals?
Listen, we attack as a team and we defend as a team, Adam. Nothing has ever relied in terms of just the front 3 or the 8s scoring as goals. We've got goals all over our team. We know we have. We've had opportunities in every game we've played. How poor we were at Wigan. We should have scored 3 or 4 in the day. Wimbledon, we had more opportunities to score than just one. Luton, although maybe statistically it doesn't look like we had a lot of efforts on goal, we had big moments in that game where we need to be more clinical and decisive. I'm even thinking about the Middleton free kick, on the edge of the box where we just hit it straight at the wall, and it's nothing on Glenn because he's good at them, but they're big moments in games, and Teosi's chance and Moll's chance and things like that. They're big moments, regardless of your home or away. So we just need to polish up on that. I've no doubt in my belief, and I've no doubt in the players' belief that we have the people in the building to get those goals for us.
You've allowed, say, Westbrook to go to Scunthorpe. Good opportunity for him to get some game time.
Yeah, it is. I mean, Shane just needs to go and play football. Probably in the similar sort of boat to Ben Close last year, where we felt Ben going out to play will benefit him. Hopefully at Doncaster Rovers, and if it wasn't going to be, then somewhere else. This is a perfect example for Zane. We've looked for a while for him really, but nothing was really up his street that he wanted to do. And he's got competition here, so best for all parties really was for him to go and play some football. Zane's a good lad, trains well every single day, hasn't been an issue since he's been here. Just been unfortunate that there's been others in good form, in the midfield area.
Could we see anybody else follow in that way?
No. We same as probably the last one out of the boys that we sort of penciled seeing to get out and play some football all through the window, and it didn't materialise. The lads who we've got out on loan now are the ones that we wanted to go out on loan. We've got a 22, 23 man squad now that we'll keep together now till January.
Looking ahead to Burton, could Conor O'Riordan be involved? What's the situation with him?
He's touch and go. Didn't do much early part of the week, but he's ramped it up a little bit this sort of way back end of the week. So we'll see how he is. It's a bit of a nasty ankle injury he had at Luton, but he seems a robust type of person. So we're working hard on getting him ready.
Clifton, any closer?
No. Harry's still probably a month away. 3-4 weeks away. But he's been around the training ground. Initially, we give him the first seven or so days to get his head around the injury, because he's not one that's usually injured. Harry's usually probably proper robust. Gets through every training session. He hasn't missed training session for years. We just give him a bit of time to get his head around it. Now he's back in working and working towards a return date.
Will Ian Lawler keep his place in goal?
He'll have to wait to see. Listen, Lawsy did well in the game. Made a really good save from the penalty. He didn't have much chance for the first one. That's something we've looked at as well. This week is conceding goals like that. So it's we just want to make the players aware that we can be better in certain situations. But I've been pleased with Lawsy. In all the games that he's played this season, he's looked really assured and confident. As has Timmy. But as you know, as a goalkeeper, you make a mistake, it gets highlighted. Outfield players can make mistakes all the time, and it doesn't get highlighted. But the number one position, the goalkeeping position, it's probably the position that none of us wanted to do when we were younger, was it? We wanted to be a number 9 or a winger, and then you end up, if you're not good enough at that, you fall back into midfield and things like that. So it's a hard position, the goalkeeping area. Hence why I don't get involved in it. I don't know anything about goalkeeping. I've got a really good goalkeeping coach that advises me on it.
That's fairly damning as an 11-a-side fullback, but we'll leave that there. Any other fitness matters ahead of the weekend? Anything else fresh?
No, I think everyone's fine. From what we have last week, obviously Conor O'Riordan's touch and go, but everybody else is okay.
Thoughts on Burton? Dangerous opponent, really, after a good win at Cardiff. Is it simply about your side kind of getting back to where they were?
It's exactly that. It's about us this game. We need to get back to believing and showing a wee bit more of an intent, and like I said to you, running more and fighting more and working more and being organised and being aggressive and all the traits that we work on every single day. But also we know Burton can be a dangerous team, and Gary's done a tremendous job there last year, coming in and keeping them up there in League One and outstanding what he achieved there. And we've obviously all know what they done on Tuesday night at Cardiff probably surprised a lot of people. Didn't surprise me, because I know how organised Gary Bowyer's teams can be, and hard to beat, hard to break down. So we're going to have to be at our very best on Saturday to win the game. But the boys are well prepared and will be even more prepared when we go into the training ground tomorrow and ready for the game on Saturday.
it would be remiss of me not to ask how the legs are feeling after your first couple of 10Ks.
Not as good as it was last year, I got to be honest with you. But as you know, Adam, we get our head down, we keep going, and because ultimately, the reason why we do this, mate, is to raise as much awareness and as much money as possible, and hopefully, find a cure. We were lucky enough to be at the lab I think it was last year, was it? Last year or the year before, and just to see the work that goes on. But yeah, every morning when you wake up, or every night when you're setting at your kit, and you see the donations coming through and people sponsoring you, it just gives you that that motivation to get out there in the dark as it starts in the mornings and then gradually gets light. But yeah, we've got a huge team here this year at Doncaster, even bigger than last year, over 50 people, all out there, whether they're running, cycling, walking. So it's it's a magnificent effort, and magnificent effort not only from us, from the football club, the Bells, the rugby team, the foundation, the fans, but from everybody across the United. It's just getting bigger and bigger. So just want to keep raising the profile of it and see how much money we can make.
And I think it's fair to say you have a real challenge on your hands this season in keeping hold of that fundraising title at the end of it. You're currently third behind Man United and Spurs. I mean, just imagine that in a normal setting. Are you hopeful that you can beat those big boys? That's
the plan, isn't it? We want to try and raise as much money. It doesn't matter to me where we finish really in the table, to be honest with you, as long as we in the prostate table I'm talking about, not the League One table, but as long as we make as much money as we possibly can. But I've no doubt once Terry and Gavin dig into their pockets and help us a wee bit as well, we might boost our funds, which I'm sure they will at some point. But yeah, we just keep going. We keep going, raise as much as we can, and see where we get to.